The price of oil is plunging right now. You're watching it in the markets as it declines, and many nations are very concerned because this is their prime export. One of those countries is Saudi Arabia. Now, I've been able to dig up some information on exactly why this is occurring, or at least one of the reasons. So let's get into that right now. Then I'll connect the dots with some other things. Saudi Arabia to pressure Russia and Iran with the price of oil. That's something that many analysts haven't been discussing, but it is something to look at. Let's get into the information right away. Saudi Arabia will force the price of oil down in an effort to put political pressure on Iran and Russia, according to the president of Saudi Arabia Oil Policies and Strategic Expectations Center. So that is a very legitimate source there, talking about exactly why they want to do this. Now, of course, there's multiple sides here. You look at a lot of the rhetoric coming out of one of the major newspapers, and you'll see that they are concerned about the price because ultimately 90% of their economy riding on the price of oil is obviously a big factor. Let's get into the bottom part here. To pressure Iran to limit its nuclear program and to change Russia's position on Syria, Riyadh will sell the oil below the average spot price at $50 to $60 per barrel in the Asian markets in North America. That is huge news right there. This is going to be a big change if they can keep this oil price down. This is another way, almost like a sanction on these countries, and it will ultimately hurt them in their most important asset. So this is something to watch out for. Now I want to connect this to what I wrote in my book here about the oil shocks that took place back in the 70s. And essentially what I was talking about here is that they could mean a multiplication in the price of oil. But we look into the markets today where we have completely contrived prices. They're able to push them up and down. The OECD, they're able to basically estimate how many barrels of oil that are to be pumped out of the ground, and that's how they get their pricing. But of course, these numbers can be adjusted simply by turning the taps off, and that is what they've done in many cases. If they want the prices to rise, they can do that. If they want them to be dropped down, they can do that as well. They're controlling the flow of oil for the majority of the world. Something very interesting. Now let's connect this into what's going on right now geopolitically. China cashes in on Russia's shrinking economic options. Putin said China-Russia trade could hit $200 billion by 2020. And there are reasons for this, of course. But what I wanted to get into was exactly what these type of sanctions are going to do. If the price of oil and other sanctions are occurring right now for Russia, what's that going to do? Of course, it's going to push China closer to Russia. And I'll get into more of that right away. Russia spending $6 billion, not enough to stop the ruble rout on oil. They spent $6 billion of Russian currency interventions, failing to stem the depreciation amid the tumbling oil prices. When you have a commodity tied into a country's currency so tightly, it's obviously going to be a big problem if there's a bear market in that. So this is hurting Russia big time, and they're going to be looking for alternative sources. Of course, they're going to end up looking to themselves for more oil. They have an abundance of oil, so perhaps this is sort of their way of needing that boost they need to start digging more. Right here, ruble risks betrayal at home for nations rush for dollars. This is something very interesting as well. More Russians are keeping their cash in dollars and euros as the ruble falls to records amid central bank efforts to maintain control over the pace of the decline. A currency is only as good as its nation, so this is something obviously that's going to happen with the US dollar eventually. Right now you're looking at a huge problem taking place in the world when you have the most important currency in many factors, the US dollar, and that is going to be a very big problem for the future when they print up their currency like they've never done before. China ready to supply agricultural products, oil, and equipment to Russia, Vice Premier. Again, more of this information basically saying that China is always ready to be there to back up Russia. And of course, they've made other deals with Iran, with India, with the BRICS nations, and they're going in and basically solidifying their pacts together, and we are forming basically a schism in between the Western nations and countries like China and Russia. This is something that's very concerning to me, and you could see this out of the AP. Argentina approves law for controlling prices. We've seen this take place before in so many countries in the West, but this right here, the law gives the state power to set the maximum and minimum prices as well as control profit margins. Companies that set the prices considered artificial or unjustified can be fined. They're implementing these capital controls, and this is a huge mistake because this has never worked, and it's going to put a stranglehold on the economy. They're going to impose these same things in every other country as they begin their great decline. And last but not least, this out of Reuters, talking about John Williams, the president of the San Francisco Fed. This is a very big deal when he says this: if we get a really sustained disinflationary forecast, then I think moving back to additional asset purchases in a situation like that could be something we should seriously consider. He said right here, with all this jargon, we're going to print more money if things get worse. And that's obviously what they always will do. The balance sheet is about 4.4 trillion, and it is obviously going to have to increase at some point in the future. If the Fed starts to tighten policy and the economy stumbles, he said policymakers should have no trepidation about reversing course and returning rates to zero. What have I been saying over my past few videos? That is, if they bring it up a little bit, they're going to bring it right back down to zero. They will not hesitate to do that, and of course that's what's going to happen. Anytime there's geopolitical tension or turmoil, anytime there's any concern, you're going to have this occur. More money printing and more interest rates, easy money, low policies like they've been doing. And that's all for this video. I hope that you found it informative. Please give me a thumbs up. It's very important to me to help me out. And don't forget to become an insider. It's where I give out all my best intel for free. It's available at themoneygps.com. Scroll down to the bottom, fill in your email address, and you get occasional emails from me with good, short, concise info.